Hey everyone, that you've got to the messy table of Suzanne here. This is Suze from Glass Garden Beads, Brig Evans Textile Design. We are going to do a little help video on the Squiggly. The Squiggly is a 10 millimeter ball chain. It's kind of heavy. You'll get about 12.5 inches of this. You'll get 16 inches of leather, and it's I think it's 3 millimeter leather. And then you're going to get everything to do the whip stitch on the leather, and that's on the website now. I already did a whip stitch video on that, how to do that. You're going to get one little packet of size 8 beads. That's going to help you out as some connector bands as you go through it. Size 4-pound fire line, excuse me, and some needles. And then you get 9 colors. They look like Halloween colors to me. Linda Currier is actually the designer of this. She helped me out. I have all this ball chain here. And I said, Linda, can you help me get a necklace together? And this is, we call this Squiggles. And I think it's a perfect name. Now, it's more of a project kit, so we didn't do formal directions, but I have been asked to do a help sheet. So I will be doing something that I can email to you to help you. Now, basically what this is, it's just a lot of stranding of size 15 beads. Now you're going to get to an area where they have loopies. Well, inside the loopies we have a band of size 8 beads that will make its connector, and then you just connect little loopies around varying sizes of whatever you like. Then there's a section where you'll make a connection, and it's probably about 3 feet long, and you wrap it and then come across, wrap it, and then come back again, and you're always connecting it so it lays right. There you go. Sorry about that, guys. And then we have some pointed, and this one's just simply wrapping and then connecting at the beginning. You always need to make a connection. So that means probably about 8 beads, and we're using size 15 for that as well. 8 beads to go around the middle, and by connecting it means you go back into the 8, the bead and go around to support it. You do have to, each one of these is connected. This one here is all one. But when you go to little sections here, you're going to start with a new thread, new connector base beads. Okay, here's one that's connecting from a long strand. Kind of twist it, and you can see Linda caught a bead right in the middle and shared it. So this came across first, wrap, 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 and then you came back and connected it here. So there is a picture you're going to get to help you just kind of do, how did she do the colorways. All right, so you do get a picture. That always helps with visual. But now let's just get connecting the, we want to connect the spring ring to the ball chain. Now the ball chain, I took 8 beads, and I just wrapped it, tied a couple of knots, and I got to tie another knot. And I like to do 3 knots. Paranoid, I suppose. I'm just going to finish up here. Now, at this point, if you do not have a thread burner, that's fine. You can just what you can do is thread a needle on the on your tail, and then you just weave it back, doing some knots as you go. I'm just going to burn this end. I've done 3 knots. But I'm also going to go back, and I'm going to reinforce this because a lot of weight will fall on this connector. So let's see where the thread ended. I'm just going to go back around again. I did one on the first pass. You have your 8 beads. You tie your knot. It creates a circle of beads. Well, now we're going through again. Okay, and I didn't There is a little bit of a tail left here, which helps me know where I stopped. And I'm going to pass that tail by a couple more beads before I do any more. Okay. So let's get it in there. I'm kind of stuck on this knot. I pulled it through. There we go. Oops. I am so sorry. Now, I was kind of practicing here. You can do solid colors. Let's bring this over here so we don't miss. I'm just going to kind of put a bunch of random beads on here. I kind of made a mix, which is pretty. You can make a mix. You just kind of thread them on. I don't pick each one up. I just kind of make a little pile, do some scooping, just like that. Okay. Pull them all the way down. Okay, now you can see I've got to go a little bit yet. See that? I want to go to the top. So we're just going to keep doing this. And if you're not from what I call the northern tundra, which is where I think we are here in Minnesota, you might be missing out on some very nice color this weekend. We have got beautiful hardwood and softwood trees. Like, I think the maple's softer, but oaks and poplar and maple is for sure pretty. Okay, did you see how I'm kind of making a loop here of beads, but I caught the jump ring as I'm doing it? All right, so let's finish that up. I want a few more beads. Just plopping them all over, aren't I? And then I want to get on the other side of that. So I'm just going to tuck under, okay, tuck under and pull. I didn't go through any beads, I'm just tucking under. And I want to pull though, because I don't want thread showing. Okay? And now I am going to do a little half hitch knot, just to kind of hold it in place here. And as we stitch, your tension, as you pull everything, will stay together. But right at the beginning, do some half hitch knots just to kind of keep everything in place so it doesn't let go. All right, you can see I've kind of got a loop here. All right, whoops, I'm sorry, here we go. I've got a loop here. Now, Linda used a lot of beads. So there's probably about 3 feet of beads here, just kind of stranded and looped. But even though this looks so random, do you see how the ball is not just sticking out? This is kind of connected. So it's connected on this side, it's connected here, it's connected down here. So that's what you want to do. You randomly want to connect. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to come across with another line of beads and kind of make a cage. So just bear with me. We're going to strand these little 15s on here and we're going to come across. Okay, so I'm going to keep it so it's this way. And what I want to do, let's bring it over here. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Okay. I'm pulling, I'm just laying it gently. Let's bring this so maybe we can see it here. See how we... So I am going to connect. I've got it here. I am going to come from the other side and just get a bead. Just catch my thread, my needle through a bead. Just one bead. Okay? Okay, see what's starting here? Okay. So now I caught a bead and I've got kind of like 3 arms on one side. So now I'm going to turn this, and it is important to keep it flat because then you can see how your arms are reaching. So my next goal is to get another arm on the other side. So let's just see how that works. Okay. All right. All right. So I've got another arm. I caught that. I'm going to bring it down right here. I'm going to kind of catch that other arm right under there. Oops, missed the whole bead. We want to go in the bead. There we go. Okay. So you start, whoops, this popped through. So what I got, it tells me that I've got to add some more arms because I don't want my ball chain just popping out like that. We don't want that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come up with one more arm. Okay. So we're kind of finding out what we need to do, and it's good to have more arms because what does that do? That gives it more support. So I'm going to do another arm because it looked like my idea of 4 did not work because one was popping out, but now as I'm getting into this, I'm kind of seeing what Linda did here is I'm going to make this a little longer yet. Let's put some beads here. Okay, and in the camera. All right, I made it a little longer, so we can go into here. Just kind of grabbing and intersect where they all are kind of gathering here. Actually, you know what we could do? I could come across now, go under. All right, let's see how this is working. Okay. Go around. Whoops. And I need more beads. Okay. Let's get some more beads on. Kind of quiet here. Alrighty, we got our beads on. We want to keep pulling because we don't want that thread to show. So you just make sure you're always getting, and then I'm going to come right into, here we go. I'm going to go right, I can't tell you the exact thing. With Squiggles, it's really random. It's, if you like to work where you know where every bead is going, it's probably going to be nerve-wracking for you because you are kind of winging it as you go. All right. So I'm down here again, and I want to tighten this up. But you can see I'm almost there. See how we've got this around? So what I'm thinking I'm going to do now is kind of pull in, let's do a few beads in between, kind of put kind of a little cage here, maybe a little netting back and forth. There we go. There's some beads holding it together, and then I'm going to slide my needle up. I'm going to put some more beads and kind of connect them together. You can see it's still wobbling out. You're going to keep pulling. Now I'm going to put some more beads here together. You're going to keep working this until your beads do not let that ball chain pop out. So I'm kind of coming up here, catching this side. Let's see what happens. There. It's coming. Okay. Let's see. Did we keep the... Nope, we got to come over to this side and kind of weave those two together. You see where it needs help. So if it pops out, then you kind of go back and you go, okay, how am I going to get back here? Well, I'm actually going to go to my next arm that's hanging out here. Come in and out. There we go. And I'm going to turn this around a little bit so I can see what I got going here. I'm actually going to connect it right to this arm. And then I'm going to, so we're kind of, you know what we're doing? We're going in and out of our arms. See that? We're just kind of making, it's Squiggles. The name fits it. Adding some more beads. So if you like random, you like kind of problem solving as you go, that's what this is. Squiggles is a problem solving piece. The goal is to net that chain. Now I see I've got a weak area over here, so I'm going to move my thread to over here. Where is it? It's down here now, okay? So we're going to move it up, and by moving it up, it means sliding through the beads. All right, we're going to slide up here. We're going to slide up here. Oh, actually, I'm going to need some beads here because I want to kind of catch these two. Okay. Either you're going to love this kit. I can tell already I'm going to get calls. Why in the world? Okay. Kind of getting it. Still sneaking out. That's why I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to grab this. Let's see. Get this here. We're going to go right across. Okay. Now I'm going to come up this one. I'm going to go across again. Still sticking out, so now we're going to go across right here. All right, let's get some orange in here. And we're going to slide right up in here. Whoops. There. I'm sorry for getting off the... Okay. And I think we got to connect over here. Right here. Some more beads. And I'm going to catch it here. I think I did it, gang. Let's see. Yeah. It does look like a Squiggles. So that's what you do. You just kind of keep going back and forth, catching it. Obviously, I could have done less beads on this loop, but you know what we can do? I have an idea. Okay, the one thing that's bugging me, I'll tell you right now, it's this thing sticking out. So I am going to work my way over to it. Okay, there we go. I'm going to add a few beads because I want to go from here to here, just a few, just so I don't see my thread. I'm going to catch up here. All right. Here we go. And this guy is my little problem, so I'm going to kind of scoot a thread right down in here. Catch them if I can. There's a movie on that. Catch me if you can. Okay. And I'm going to catch me if you can over here. I keep going like it's right in front of my face, and then I take it off the camera. There we go. Now I see a thread, so now I'm going to start tightening up. And if you see a thread where you don't like it, just go back and add some beads. Look at that. We got it. So this holds on. And you can tell by how I was doing it, there isn't a pattern. But you can do lengths. Like we saw on Linda's here, you can do where she did a base and she came up and did a V-neck. So the next video I'm going to do a base and show you how to do the loopies, because we've already done about 20 minutes today. Alright, so stay tuned, get some homework done, and we're going to do the next loop. Okay, bye.